Well, hello. How are you? It's been a minute. And why? Because I haven't been to many shows this year at all. Technically, just went to my first show of 2026 a few days ago. Wild to think after well, we'll get into that later. Anyway, agriculture, Knoll in Glacier in Cambridge at the Sinclair. I think it was the, the 14th. Might have been the 13th. I don't know. It was a few days ago. Anyway, so originally I wanted to see Knoll again, and seen them twice before. And I wanted to check Agriculture out. Agriculture, I was a little hit or miss on their albums as far as whether I would like them. I know on paper I should like them. They're a band that typically, yes, I would like. So it was a really good opportunity to kind of check both those boxes. I didn't even know there was going to be an opening act until the day of the show when I got there. So Glacier from Boston, they're loud post-metal, I think is what they go by, or well, they're instrumental, but they're loud post-metal. And so they played with bands like Boris and Inner Arma, and like kind of that thundering wall of sound. They're a 5-piece, which I think is pretty cool for an instrumental act. Definitely more guitar and bass driven. The drums were present, but they didn't feel like a central piece. Although I guess with 5 instruments it would be tough. But regardless, so they were the openers, and they just came out and blew through some songs, and it was really enjoyable. It was a nice opening to what I knew was going to be a noisy and expansive night. So, again, Glacier from Boston, instrumental 5-piece, kind of wall of sound type of approach. No nonsense, just got up there, had some fun, a lot of movement, a lot of energy, and it was really cool to see. So happy I got to see them. I think they're about to like hit Europe for a few shows. Crazy. Next up was Knoll, who, if you haven't seen them, they're like black gothic grind metal. It definitely, with the singer kind of assuming this almost vampiric look, right? It's definitely like if a dark, evil cave could produce an album type of thing. And they've really refined themselves, even over the last like short year to 2 years. I think they've reduced their number a little. I think they're 5 people now. But they have this like really grindy black metal sound. Kind of this gothic atmosphere, ambiance, presentation. Gothic in the sense of like dark Victorian, not the more modern use of goth. And they still have like the really discordant trumpet pieces that are a part of it. And they were really cohesive live. And so there's not a ton of movement from the band. And again, if you've watched any of my reviews before, you know I'm a performance guy, but this was a performance more in the artistic avant-garde. And the vocalist is doing, we'll just say, some bizarre things, some bizarre movements, but bizarre in a way that you're like, if you're there, you want that. And they sounded great. They played a lot of stuff of their more recent album. Really terrific stage presence. And like, if you're there to see them, you're not going to be disappointed with what they deliver. Pretty true to album sound without being just a recording. And yeah, just a lot of fun every time. Like, the pit definitely opened up during some parts. And people who were there to see Agriculture specifically, who may not have been aware of who Knoll are, were definitely drawn in and like definitely fans by the end of the show. I don't know how else to put it. So that was great. Last up was Agriculture, and unfortunately for me, while they had good energy and like the sound was good and all that, just I don't think it's a band for me. So it was one of those things where they delivered what the fans wanted to see. Their song selection was what the fans really wanted. Some really positive social messaging. Insofar as pro-trans, anti-ICE, like that type of thing, free Palestine. Those things that we want to see. And they sounded good. The energy was good. The interaction was good. It wasn't for me. So, mixed bag for me, but the night overall was really good, and a lot of people were exposed to new things, whether it was Glacier or Knoll or even agriculture. And I think it was sold out. If it wasn't sold out, it was really close. So that was cool to see. It's always good to see when non-mainstream stuff gets a lot of respect and a lot of attention in that way, to support it and to keep it alive. So, yeah, really good night of music. It was really fun to go to a show. Last show was New Year's Eve, 2025 into 2026. March is going to be pretty show heavy. I think February there's like 2 or 3 shows left. Author and Punisher and the Birthday Massacre. March has a lot of shows. April has a few. May will only have a little, couple. But other than that, subscribe, notify, all that stuff. There'll be some more interviews and reviews and non-footage things coming to the channel. And yeah, who knows? So, hope you're well. Hope you're warm and safe. The world is crazy these days. Some awful things coming to light. Stay sane. Keep an eye out for each other. And we'll talk soon.